Merry meet and welcome everyone. I'm your celestial host, Serona Rose, and welcome to the Astro Tarot Show. Now, we are starting out this week with a change. Yes, we're going into a new month. And I just want to say that March is going to be one of those months that's going to be highly energetic, to say the least. We're going to have some changes. We're going to have some um, different energies. Remember, March is the month where we have the spring equinox. So we have that Aries equinox that's shifting us into um, what is the astrological new year. So we are now getting into that new year energy. Things are starting to flow, and I'm sure that you can feel this energy it feels very fast moving, although right now it's not too fast. So I am wearing today my yellow and purple with a little bit of green. This is the only thing I have. While I'm recording where I am at, we are celebrating Mardi Gras. So happy Mardi Gras to you all. I forgot to mention that. I think I mentioned it on the last show. Not really sure, but happy Mardi Gras, everyone. So let's get a little recap. Back on the 20th, the sun moved into the watery sign of Pisces, and that was definitely a change in energy. And on the 20th, we also had the new moon in Pisces, which brought us inward, brought us into really tapping into ourselves and finding out some information that we needed. Now, also on the 20th, Venus moved into the sign of Aries, and this is important because her energy has shifted. She's no longer in that unconditional love and floating around in pleasure and euphoria. She is now ready to act. She is rested and she is ready to get the game on and get things started. Also, we have on the 2nd of March, Jupiter and Venus will meet up in Aries at 12 degrees. So this is good luck energy. They're both in the sign of Aries right now. And remember now, Jupiter always amplifies the energy. He's a little bit of an exaggerator. And what this does is we have to watch out for our pleasure. We have to make sure that we are maintaining balance in our life. It can be a time of overdoing it in indulgences, so watch out. And then the day after, there will be a meetup with Chiron. They will both meet up with Chiron at 13 degrees. And that is everything that needs to be healed will be healed. So this is in that Chiron is our wounded healer. And if you haven't listened to my Chiron podcast, I did a recording talking about Chiron and how important Chiron is. Chiron is our bridge. He is our bridge. And you really must listen to that so you can fully get the impact of what Chiron really is. Now on the 7th, let me go back to that day on the 2nd. Back on the 2nd, the moon will be in Cancer. So that is really going to add that healing energy. And this is those that have mother issues, things like that. This will be a good time to heal those wounds as well. On the 7th will be the Virgo full moon. And let me tell you, this will bring some things to perspective. The full moon will be at 7:40 a.m. Eastern time. Remember, all the times that I mentioned will be in the Eastern time zone. Okay, please adjust to your neck of the woods. Also, just a little bit after, not even an hour after that full moon, Saturn will be moving into Pisces, and that is very different. Saturn is moving from Aquarius, that push-pull energy that we had between the conservative and the libertarian, that, it's like, Saturn saying you've gone too far, and Libertarian said I haven't gone far enough. That has been an energy that has been playing out, and it amazes me that a lot of people don't catch this, because in this process as well, we have to remember that Mars is still in Gemini, and Mars in Gemini is bringing the warrior between two siblings, okay? So this is bringing siblings against each other. So we have to really pay attention and be conscious here. And then on the 8th, the moon will move into Libra, and that will help balance out that energy. So I want to talk a little bit about the number 12, because we have that meetup with number 12, and this is the Hanged Man. This is about having a different perspective. Also, when you see the Hanged Man, let me talk about his tarot meaning. His esoteric name is the Spirit of the Mighty Waters, and he is ruled by the element water. And he is associated with all the water gods, such as Neptune, Poseidon, Manannan. So you can see where this energy, if you have anything that's got that water energy, it's very fluid, but it's also illusionary. It's that mystical. It's also known as shape-shifting energy. It's very changeable energy. So this card is about the flexibility of the mind. Okay? It's important that on the Hanged Man that he is hanging upside down, because the world as he knew it is not the world that it is. Everything has, the pyramid is upside down now. And this card often represents a sacrifice. And when we say sacrifice, many people want to go to the negative really, really quick. But sacrifice, just like when you're making a choice, if you choose to go this way, you're sacrificing the results that if you went that way. You understand what I'm saying? You are sacrificing the what ifs. And I'm going to talk about that choice, because that choice is going to be very, very prominent in this full moon that we're having. Now, this energy is one of seeing things in a different perspective, and it's also a delay. It's like something is happening, but it's not yet. There's something else that you need to see. There's something else that is, it's there, but it's not there. You feel it, but you haven't quite figured it out yet. And like I stated, it was like everything that we thought we knew is or what we thought we understood now isn't. So this is a time where we have to change that, and we have to change or into more of looking at the broader prospect there. We have to learn how to merge with the universal energy. Learn how to do that, because that is what being in the flow is about, that water element. Neptune, Poseidon, Manannan, having to release and to merge into that one being. And that's that Piscean energy, so it's a very mystical energy. So we all know the story of Odin, and how Odin hung for the tree for 9 days and 9 nights. So that is also true of the Egyptian god Osiris, who was killed by his brother Seth. Odin's sacrifice of his eye gave him the runes. And while Osiris was cut into pieces by his brother, he spread his pieces around, and then Isis went to gather his pieces. And she put him back together. He then became known as the risen god of the underworld. You think about that, risen god of the underworld. This is the eternal self becoming immortal. Okay, this isn't the outward, this is the inner. This is all a part of that process. Now the 13th card. The 13th card is death card, and that's always when there's a transformation coming around, an ending of one way of being and a beginning of another. Changes are only constant, and that is what the death card reminds us. It's neither good nor bad. We just know that it is a transformation into a different existence. The esoteric name of death is the child of the great transformers, as well as the Lord of the gate of death. The planet is Scorpio, and the elements are earth and water. So this is that mystical met by boundaries, okay? The flow, the restriction, like when you have water, that's that creative energy, right? And then you have earth, which is puts it into form. So we have, not only do we have this creative force, and we have this like a regeneration process, we also have the element of purity. So transforming into pure thought, into pure to a purer self. Okay, so then we have the number 12. It goes down to the number 3, which is the Empress, which represents Venus, and she has been really making herself known in astrology, as she is right now in Aries, meeting up, getting ready to meet up with Jupiter and Chiron. She is the daughter of the mighty ones, and she is about creation, fertility. She's the mother aspects. The Empress is me. The Empress simply means she who sits in order. She who sets in order. Hang on, let me get my glasses on so I can read. She who sets in order the inner workings of the universe. So this is, the Empress is the outcome of what the magician has impregnated. So this is a whole kind of big transformation here. You talk about alchemy. And I'm going to go into this because we're feeling this. We're feeling there's something going on here. There's something going on here. She represents the potential of fulfillment, and she is about multiplication. So she multiplies. She is the harmonic balance. And she represents the formation of the process. And then number 13 is the 4, and that's the Emperor, and that is the sun of the morning. This is represented by Aries, and it's leadership and authority. The Emperor tells us that power lies within us through experience, through hard work, through endeavor, through focus. All of this, to become the Emperor, we have to maintain control of ourselves and know that this power is not in anything external. It is within ourselves. And if you have studied martial arts, you will know this kind of energy. When you study with energy work as well, you understand that it is within. It is within, and it's not without. We are constantly told in our world to look outside of ourselves for help and for assistance. And while sure, that may be needed, true, many times we just need to look at the mirror and get right with ourselves. I will say the ultimate message for this reading is, or this astrology for this week is going to be remain grounded, go outside, touch the earth. Remember, as soon as you touch that earth, it clicks on the healing within you. Earthing is a thing. Look it up. It's wonderful. So the first half of the month, we will have Saturn. We will be very influenced by Saturn because, like I said, Saturn is going to move into Pisces, going to begin a new 3-year cycle. And this will be greatly different energy for us. So we are already beginning to feel that energy going on. Now, when Venus and Jupiter come together in Aries, again, it's going to, it will then meet up with Chiron. And this is going to be abundance, success. And it depends on what house that this is taking place in your birth chart. That will be more to the point. So this will go into romance and pleasure. Again, that's success. So we also have 5 planets in mutable signs, and this is heavy because it requires us to be flexible and go with the changes. And like I said, this is a good time to stay grounded because this can lead to energy overwhelmment. You can get overwhelmed really, really easy. On the 7th at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time, at 16 degrees, we will have our full moon. And at 16 degrees, now this is the 6th of the 7th full moon that is taking place at 16 degrees of the sign that is in. 16 degrees represents the tarot card, represents the tarot card, the Tower. And this is greatly important because this is a breaking down, a crumbling down of what we thought was stable, secure, that was giving us a wonderful foundation. And I have definitely said that this year, 2023 is a 7, and this is the seeker of all seekers searching for the truth. And I stated in one of the last shows that it feels like we're just watching this movie play before us when we're seeing all these things happen. And everything's like crashing around us. The walls are falling apart. Everything's coming to pieces. But yet the people are still playing out this play that they're going down. We're definitely going to be... this is definitely going to be the energy of the Tower card because Virgo is about purification. This will be very relevant because we are having to let go. We are coming up on the astrological new year. It is time to release. And this is about a deep cleanse. This isn't just, okay, let's smoke everything out. No. Let's do all the above. Let's deep clean. Let's get rid of clothes, of clutter, of everything. We are being shown that we have been too dependent upon the material things. These physical, frivolous things, we're too dependent upon them, and it's time to cut back. Virgo is very practical. And when you're ready to move on, it's very important that you leave your baggage behind because you're not going to be able to bring it into the newness. This is almost like a new person emerging, okay? You can't bring that baggage that keeps you down, that keeps you hurting. You can't bring that in the future. So you have to understand that you have to let go. Virgo is, how can I be of practical assistance or service to you? Virgos are your healers. They would be doctors, nurses, those people, those people that heal. That is the realm of Virgo, is the being of service and helping. And it's like Pisces, but Pisces is more of a spiritual service. So it's wanting the greater good. So something can happen that's greater regarding evolution. Now, Virgo and Pisces axis, this is one of health. Pisces is blood and the immune system, and Virgo is gut, digestion, and nutrition. So these are going to be, if they're not important to you now, they need to be. This moon is going to, that's what moons do. They illuminate response. For this one, for this full moon, it will illuminate the responsibilities that you have, not only physical responsibilities, but like taking care of the people that you need to take care of, or the different businesses that you might need to take care of. It's about tending the vessel, because it represents form, and that's the body. Okay, if you are not taking care of your body and doing those things that you need to do, then you need to get on with that. We are now in a time where we're shifting, and it is about getting the body working properly and healthfully, in balance as it should be. So Virgo is like ancient wisdom keepers. They're like, remember your body, remember, it's like the ancient wisdom keepers of the earth, and that would be the old healing ways, like our herbs and our roots, those things that we go back to. Remember, this is about natural remedies as well. Remember, there is an herb for every ailment, and it is time to look into the natural law and the natural processes of the body, not the fad diets that you see out there. I've seen too many people get really sick going on all of these different diets that have wrecked their bodies. With Saturn preparing to move into Pisces, it could be a time of underwater discoveries too. We're in that energy, so we could find some civilizations, ancient civilizations that are underwater being found, things such as that. This is a time, all of the full moons are about culminations, it's endings, but with those endings there is a beginning. So Saturn is about that restriction as well, and he is at 29 degrees Aquarius, and that is very much about an ending. Those last degrees are very, very strong, they're very powerful, and but he's moving on past that. He's going to have his last hoorah, but when he goes into Pisces, it's going to shift big time. Also, Pluto is in 29 degrees of Capricorn, again, at that critical degree, and he's getting ready to move into Aquarius too. So, the next 2 years, I will say, are going to be full of endings and beginnings. And I will be doing some other videos. If you watch my YouTube or my Rumble, I will be putting them up. So this is a lot of evolutionary jump here. I mean, we have the death rebirth here, and we have to take advantage of that. With the Virgo full moon, it's going to be wanting wanting us to tend to the things that we need to tend to. There are things that we need to take care of. Um, but the moon in Pisces says there's more ways to do it. And it can seem frustrated because when we have this full moon and Virgo wants to get this stuff done and the sun's off in la la land with Pisces, that can cause a lot of frustration. So we need to watch out for that. Pisces says there's more that you're not seeing, and there's more here. That energy that I mentioned at the beginning of the astrology part here is that there's more here that you're not seeing. It's hidden. Yes, it's hidden. It's going to come out eventually, but it's really telling you that you have to trust in your intuition, trust in your higher self. And, because after this full moon, there's going to be 4 planets in Pisces. That is a lot of Pisces energy in this chart. And that can be very, very overwhelming. And it can take us to multiple possibilities. And we are, we do have a Uranus trining this moon as well. So this is really supporting this new idea, a new endeavor to do something. And Uranus is coming out of his retrograde time. He's been in his shadow. So he's still going through those degrees that he has once went through. Okay, when he was retrograde, remember, he had to go back over those. So now he's going forward and he's walking this path again. And he is telling us, he's giving us the energy, and he's fixing to go into those degrees to where he has not been yet. So this is a threshold of newness. This is one of moving into territory that you do not know. Pisces is the Lord of miracles, and it's almost like with this mixture, it's almost like things coming together that you wouldn't think would come together, but they ended up coming together, maybe in surprising ways. You remember, Uranus he loves the surprise. So he's like, hey, how about this? Something you never thought of. Again, Virgo can be very frustrating because Virgo has to see the spreadsheets. It has to be able to see it physically in front of them. Something is coming through that is unexpected, that will be surprising. That does develop, but it's only going to be with us releasing. We are going to have to release the past, and Uranus really revs the energy up. He's like, okay, let's make it happen. He is the rebellious one. He is that lightning strike, remember? So, ground. We have to ground through this. I do feel like this is going to be a positive thing. I think this is going to be positive in the way that is going to be in the highest good for the all. With the sun being in Pisces, that is the all. But Virgo says, hey, we do have our personal responsibilities as well, and we have to be very practical. That's one thing that I see a lot, is that people have all of these different ideas, but none of them are practical. None of them even it's not even here. It's like they just made it up out of their head. When the sun is in Pisces, it's telling us to trust the universe, and to trust our intuition, and to trust in that the unfolding of it. So we're trying to piece things together. We really are. But it's with Pisces, with the sun out there just floating around in Pisces, there's some puzzle pieces missing, and it's going to take us a minute to get them together. So we're really going to have to maintain our patience, and again, ground. Go center and ground yourself. Find harmony within yourself, because when Saturn moves into Pisces, he will bring structure. And I'm going to urge you people who overthink, this is not the time to overthink things. Overthinking things will drain you. There is a big difference between analyzing something and overthinking something. When Jupiter is conjunct Chiron, he will bring healing integration as well of the self. He wants to integrate everything, and he will change and he will strengthen our frequency, our energetic frequency. Jupiter amps up. Remember, he amplifies. So he is going to bring some amplified energy to us. So he'll give us that nice little swift kick in the booty that we need to get off our bottoms and get things done. Guys, you know we can be lazy. We are human. We get lost in our pleasure. So if there's something that you've been avoiding, if there's something that you have not been dealing with, something you've been avoiding, something you'll say, I'll take care of it later, this moon is going to bring it up, and it will make itself known. So I urge you to take care of things. Take care of things. Remember your responsibilities. There's some things that will be developing, and we have the Aries season that's coming. That's going to be some more intense energy, and you know, as we have our Aries new moon on the spring equinox, that's going to bring some more energy. Okay. And it makes sense with all this, because then our next full moon will be in Libra. So this is going to really this is going to aid us that energy of balancing out. Libra is about justice. It's about the balance. We are sensing something breaking. We do feel this. I think everybody I've talked to feels this. We feel something breaking through, but first we need to focus on the physical. We need to make sure that we are taking care of our vessels. Are we eating correctly? Are we cleansing ourselves? Not only just bathing, but are we energetically cleansing ourselves? Are we working with our chakras? Are we eating healthy food? Are we drinking enough water? These things are important. There's a lot of good food out there that is absolutely terrible for you, but there's a lot of good food out there that is wonderful for you. And you know, everybody says, oh, you have to eat this way and you have to eat that way. You have to eat healthy. If you want your body to run correctly, you need to give it the minerals and the nutrients that it needs. So that's what we need to focus on. Eat good foods, take care of your health, manage your time better, care for the body, and focus on the practical and the real right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. There is a lot of energy out there. The sun is right in the middle of... oh goodness. The sun is midway in between Mercury and Neptune. So there's a lot of confusion here, okay? And you can see this through the media. Mars in Gemini is forming a T-square with the sun and the moon. Again, that's a lot of energy coming at us. And it may be real and it may not be real, because the illusion energy is still there. I'm telling you guys, you really need to pay attention. Drop into the heart, find your truth. Drop into your heart and find the truth. This is not, I mean, you're going to have to really, really work through this. You talk about some head games. And this is, anger will come up, and that is normal. but it's going to be, you know, information that needs to be revealed. This could be also about your health. Remember, pay attention, pay attention. There is a dwarf planet called Orculus that's at 14 degrees of Virgo that's going to conjunct this full moon. And he's an intrusion god of the underworld. And he is the god that punishes people that are oath breakers. Yeah. So these are people who violated the sacred laws of nature. And he's going to be on the scene. So he is about divine justice, and he makes people recognize where they have messed up and face that truth, and then reconcile. So, you know, dwarf planets remind us of our cultures, of our past cultures and their beliefs. And that is very important, because that Etruscan god, Orculus, the god of the underworld, who punishes oath breakers and those who violate the sacred laws of nature. Does that sound like anybody? So yeah, so that is it, guys. That is so much. I'll do some more videos if I possibly can on on my little extras I do on the side. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'll try to get as much up as possible. I do want you to stay tuned for the tarot reading. I'm sure it's going to be just as information packed and energy packed. And I'll see you guys in just a moment.